Hello everyone. So today we are going to understand the most important DBMS concept, which is nothing but candidate key, primary key and alternate key. So instead of just memorizing definition, let's understand this concept using a real MySQL table. So on your screen, as you can see, there is one student table. Now our question is, which columns can be candidate key? So remember one thing, a candidate key must be able to uniquely identify every record in that particular table. So let us check each column one by one. So first let's look at roll number. Here you can see the values are 101, 102, 103, 104 and 105. Notice that every roll number is different, or we can say unique. If I tell you that a student's roll number is 103, you can identify exactly one student, Amit. Therefore, roll number can uniquely identify every student. So, roll number can be a candidate key. Next, what we'll do, let's look at admission number. The values are, you can see, all the values are unique from 01 to 05. The rest of the things are same. Again, every value is different in that particular attribute or field. If I give you admission number A202504, you can identify exactly one student, that is Sneha. So therefore, admission number can also uniquely identify every student in that particular table. So admission number is another candidate key. Now let us check the name column. At first, name might look like a possible key because names identify people, correct? But look carefully. Rahul appears twice, once for roll number 101 and again for roll number 105. So if I simply say the student's name is Rahul, can we identify exactly one student? No, we can't do that. There are two students named Rahul, correct? Therefore, name cannot uniquely identify every record. So, name cannot be a candidate key. Now think about class column. We have only two values here, 11 and 12. But class 11 appears for Rahul, Amit and Rahul again. And class 12 appears for Priya and Sneha. So if I say the student's class is 11, can you identify one particular student from there? No. There are multiple students in class 11. So therefore, class cannot uniquely identify a particular student. So class is also not a candidate key. So after checking the whole table, we have roll number, which can uniquely identify a student, admission number. This also can uniquely identify a student. Name, it cannot uniquely identify a student because they are a duplicate. And there is a possibility of duplicacy. Class, it is also same. It is also cannot uniquely identify a particular student. Therefore, our candidate keys are roll number and admission number. So basically from here now we have two candidate keys, but a table can have only one primary key. Suppose we decide to use roll number as the primary key, then roll number is my primary key. It uniquely identifies every student and its values cannot be duplicated or null. So then what about admission number? It is still capable of uniquely identifying every student. However, we didn't select it as the primary key. Therefore, admission number becomes the alternate key. So let us understand the complete picture from our table. A candidate key is a column or combination of columns that can uniquely identify each record. In our table, roll number and admission number are candidate keys. In our case, we have selected roll number as the primary key. The remaining candidate key, admission number, becomes the alternate key. And remember, just because a column contains data does not mean it can be candidate key. Name cannot be a candidate key because Rahul is repeated. And the same thing is applicable for class as well. Class cannot be a candidate key because 11 and 12 are repeated. The key requirement is simple. A candidate key must uniquely identify every record. So that's how we identify candidate primary and alternate keys using an actual database table. See you in the next session. Till then, bye and take care.